What's going on with the truckers? All I have to say is before the comments start flowing down and hating on this man that he's trying to say, don't lease a truck, you can't be successful leasing. He's not saying that. He's had experience doing every part of the trucking business from company to lease to owner operator. He's done it all. And from what he's saying, there are more options than just leasing. That is all he's saying. So, mother truckers, check out this video. Welcome, Trucker Brown.
What's going on?
What's going on? Will the sound be better with my trucker headphones on, or open like this is fine?
Hey, sounds good, man. You're looking good over there. I see you.
You always gotta know how to put it together, bro. You always gotta know how to put it together.
Shoot, hey, if I had it, bro, that's all I gotta say, man. I don't got no money, but I'd give it all to have some hair, brother. That's
Ain't lying.
what's going on with the truckers, and welcome to the Asian Buy Show. We got a special guest today. If you do not know who this man is, then you haven't been on YouTube long, because my guy's hanging out. He's doing stuff on Twitch. He's doing stuff on YouTube, and he's informing people about trucking and information. So I wish I had the little clapper thing. I'm going to add that and edit that. But we got Trucker Brown in the house, and today's topic is, hey, leasing. You and I talked off camera, and we talked about how a lot of times, I don't want to say this, but companies kind of push you to just lease right away. And a lot of times you get the impression that that's pretty much the only option for you if you want to become an owner operator or do your own thing. And you definitely believe that there are more options than just leasing from somebody else, correct?
I do. As someone who started company, I've done company, lease, oil field. I've been a professional trainer while leasing, and now back to a company driver. There's a lot of feelings that had to be overcome in our space. The one was that you had to lease, and you were less of a trucker if you didn't lease or owner op. And I definitely fell into that space, even though I didn't enjoy doing it. I didn't enjoy the worry if the truck was going to break down. I didn't enjoy the fact that, you really don't go home more if you're leasing, because, that's one of the pitches. Well, if you lease, you can go home whenever you want. Like, that's just not a very true statement. So, I was leasing, staying out 3-4 months at a time and all that type of stuff. And I had to stop because I didn't drive for a whole year and a half last year. I was just doing my show in the house. And I had to stop and figure out, what do I want to do? So this live, I don't want to talk anybody out of leasing. I want people to identify with themselves what they want to do without our area saying what the best, you should do this. Because the truth is, some people shouldn't own businesses at all. That's the truth. If you're not a business person and a business-minded person, why put yourself through the heartache when you can work a good job and be making 60, 70, 80, 90 plus a year, consistent money, see your kids every weekend, and that may be for you. And we need a space where people who are respected, as me and you and others are, say where it's okay for you not to be a lease driver. You don't have to do it.
What do you think the main traps that people go in, and why do they fail in leasing?
I think the biggest trap, there's two different types of leasing. I've went to the dealership and got a truck. I've got one from the company. The biggest trap is going to be either the truck's going to break down, you got to come up with your own money, or you're dealing with the fact that they control your flow. If you go through the company, now they control your flow of loads. They tell you where to go, when to come, when to stop. They're hitting you with $1,000 a month, $1,000 a week payments. So when you start, you're already in the hole. So, someone who's, because like I said, I do my videos for the people that don't know. If you have $1,000 a week payment, you go on a 2-week vacation, how much do you owe the company when you get back? You owe the company in the $2,500, $3,000 range. And then what that teaches you from pain You can't leave. You can't do that. So now for the next 2-3 years, you never take a vacation. You never, now it's like it's learned behavior, and then you're the super angry, out of shape, yellow-eyed trucker at the truck stop that hates everything about the world. Like, I just don't want a person to be that. You know what I mean? That's the biggest trap. And the biggest trap, since I'm thinking this out while you're asking me, the biggest trap is there's never enough money. That's the biggest one. I had to come to myself and do the work with myself and say, collectively, I'm not going to put my numbers on here because people want to know, but collectively with all the things that I'm doing, all the streams that I'm doing, I don't need to drive a truck at all. So why am I so aggressively trying to be an owner op? And I just looked at it as it's the American culture of more. I need more cheese, more meat, more beer. It's just more. Oh, you made $200,000 last year, Trucker Brown. Oh, really? How can I make that $300,000? How can I make that $500,000? It's like it's just more. When I got off the truck a year and a half ago, I was 298, man. Bad cholesterol. The doctor was like, you keep going like this, you're gonna run into issues, diabetes, heart disease, stuff like that. Because I went 7-8 years, no vacation, no nothing, just kept going. So I had to stop and say, the trap is just the more culture. That's the trap.
There are a lot of people that, they would hate to hear this, but if they're working a W-2 and they're working for a company, the company can manage them financially better than they can themselves. Now, if you're a go-getter, you can educate yourself, you can learn accounting, you could go out and do your own taxes. I don't think you're talking about that person, right?
No, we're not talking about the Loshans of the world. We're not talking about them.
Right.
That's not our conversation. We're talking, see, when you get to this position where so many people know you, Asian Mai, you are, through society, kind of contractually, you're morally obligated to discuss what's good for the masses because the masses see you.
Right.
So it would be selfish for us to only come on here and talk about what we make from media and haha, you suck. We're not doing that. What we're discussing is the regular guy that walks into the truck stop and walks into the trucking company with no media platform, no business experience, no understanding of articles of business. They don't know who the steward is to keep their LLC open in their state, right? They don't know how to get corporate housing. They don't know how to use their DUNS number and their income to go buy Lamborghinis and sit on. They don't know how to do that. They just work. If they jump over and go to Lease, 10 years from now, that regular person that went to E.W. Wiley just worked a high-paying regional job, who's going to have more capital? And the truth is the company guy. Because that dude who went Lease, he probably shouldn't have been Lease. He should have been company. But he's watching YouTube and thinking the pinnacle of success in my industry is Lease and owner op. It's the same reason when you drive through your neighborhood, there's a guy there with an F-350 and he works in a law office. Like, it makes no sense. Like, that's the top 4 trucks. So that's what he bought. It's the same situation. So now you have all these people who are supposedly running businesses that should have never ran a business in the first place. They should have had a decent job, got home on the weekend, seen their kids, been able to send them to college, had a retirement, didn't die broken. They should have been that. Because no matter where we want to admit it or not, because I was a part of the problem. Because I believe that in my mind. I believe that more is better. All the videos are there. More is better. More money. More. When the truth is, you got to sit back and think. You can come to my company right now, E.W. Wiley, with 6 months of driving experience. They'll give you 58 cents a mile, $100 a tarp, and you could be home every weekend. And a person will say, that's not a bunch of money. That's crazy, because when I started, they gave me 24 cents a mile. When I started driving trucks, I was getting 24 cents a mile. And I was barely getting a $400 check. So you're running at 58 cents a mile plus 75 or $100 a tarp. You're taking home $1,000 and some change a week. That's about, if you're running every week, you're making about $68,000 a year with no experience of what you're doing. Let's go a little bit further. The places that trucking companies recruit from, does a person know what that is? That is urban and rural areas. Those are the type of people willing to do what we do. They're not recruiting where Harvard is. It makes no sense. They're recruiting in Arkansas. They're recruiting in Florida. They're recruiting in Texas. They're putting their ad dollars there because those are the people willing to do it. So once you recruit those people in, you have two options. They can go company or you can sell them on lease. If you never thought of doing a business before, how did you get sold on lease when you got to the orientation? If you never thought of it, agent, ever. And all of a sudden, in that 2-week orientation, you're a business owner. That is criminal. That's criminal. Because if I came to you right now and say, hey, agent, I got a business deal for you, this much signed paper right now, you would say all type of things like, hey, man, I got to think about it. I got to check it out. I got to Google something. You would say all those things. So how are we just signing people who've never had a business before, no one in their family's ever had a business before, to business deals that's going to put them in tax problems and all these different things? It's just not right. Someone needs to tell those people who are in our position that it is okay if you say, man, I don't want to do lease. I just want to live a decent lifestyle, take care of my children, buy a house, maybe buy a Tahoe or something, go on some vacation, because we get paid vacations here. First year 1 week, next year 2 weeks, next year 3-week paid vacation. So they want to be able to do stuff like that and have perks. They want to have matched 401ks and good health care and be able to get their kids braces. You can do all that with a decent company. But somehow they go in with that process and come out thinking, I need a G-Wagon Mercedes-Benz truck. What? Whoa. How did we get here? And someone needs to say, slow it down. They'll say, well, you used to say that. Yes, I used to be ignorant to the fact that the truth is I'd rather do media business. I don't like trucking business. That's true. I don't like dealing with brokers. I don't like negotiating if you're going to rate me at the mechanic shop or not. I'm not interested. I don't want to do that. I've done it, and it's not a good feeling. I don't want to be in a business, that it's my fault if I get swindled because I didn't know. Somehow it's not their fault for swindling me. It's my fault because I didn't know. I don't want to do that.
I've done videos like this before where we're just talking to the brand new truck driver that gets sucked into the trap of a lease after 45 days of knowing nothing about the industry. And so how are we titling this? If you were to title this video, how would you title this? That leasing's a trap for brand new truck drivers? I mean, I want to make sure that you get the right title out because I want this to be exactly what you're conveying to the audience, because we already know there's going to be some people that are going to be like, no, I work for Swiss Schneider. I'm leasing right now and I'm making great money, but they won't talk about they haven't been home in 8 months, right?
And if they are happy with that, I want them to be okay to be happy with that. This is not a mantra to stop people from leasing. Okay. This is just a thought process. Listen, when you come into this game, you got to stand your ground. They can't change your dream in 2 weeks. They shouldn't be able to. If your dream wasn't to own a fleet, why is it to own a fleet now out of nowhere? That means that's not your dream. That's something they put onto you. I had an old video where I said, if the lion taught the gazelle, if there was a school of lions and all they did was teach gazelle, and they would go in there and they would tell the gazelle, only eat grass at night by yourself. That's how you get the best grass. Long story short, the gazelle's out there in the middle of the night because the lion school told him to be there. The teacher shows up, lion, and he's like, oh, what's up, teach? And the teacher bites him. What's the moral of that story? The predator is not going to teach you how to become them. That's not their aim, bro. That's not what they're interested in doing. They're interested in you working inside the confines that keep them billionaires. That's what they're interested in. And you know what? By law, they have to do that for their shareholders, right? Like they legally have to make profit. That's a real thing. So when you go up to somebody and say, "Oh, they're so wrong," they're not legally wrong. You went in there as an ant and you thought that you could trick the system. This is a 150-year-old system, bro. You're not tricking it. You're not. None of us are coming over here and rewriting the trucking system, bro. We're not doing that. Right. And if you think that you are, because I've seen a few people who do videos that really think, "Hey, man, I know the trick." No, you don't, bro. You don't know the trick. And
I feel you. I feel you.
Now, if you want to be the biggest truck fleet owner in the world, that's okay too. This is America. There's room for everything. You know, if that's what you want to do. But you can say, "Oh, well, you know, I'm making $3,000 a week." Well, the first time a lease driver at a mega carrier tells me he makes $3,000 a week, you know what that tells me?
Tell me.
You don't pay taxes.
1099.
You are just taking your check as if it's yours, and that's half of that, $1,500. But you know, what did you put away for your emergency fund? So it's not even that. Okay, all right. Well, I'll take out for the emergency fund. What about your health care? Oh yeah, take out for your health care. Okay, now you're down to what? $900. Oh well. Oh yeah, I'm down to $900. Well, now you make less than me. If you see, that's why I said you make more if you don't know what you're doing with your numbers. That's the truth. There's something that I was watching a documentary about the British stock market, and the old guy said, "We have a saying in London: the people that know don't say, and the people that say don't know." It's that simple. There's no way you think you make $3,000 a week if you actually were doing your numbers correctly. And then once you figure it out, no one turns around like I'm doing right now and correct wrongs. They don't say, "Hey, this probably wasn't right. This is not good right here. I've done it. You know, I was wrong about this. I was wrong about that. Now I'm going to go company." These people will just go company and still act like they're leasing. Like that. That is the level of just non-truth that runs around. I'm coming back and telling you that that's not your $3,000, bro. That's not even your $1,800. How many lease drivers have no health insurance? That's a news article. How many of them have hypertension? How many of them have heart disease? How many of them have bad circulation in their legs? How many of them kids hate them? That is not sexy to put out. But the truth is, if you go ask your mom about your uncles and stuff that drove but before you were born, how did they die? Ask them. How did they die? They died broke, alone, and sick. And about 50-something years old. I'm 37 now. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 36 right now, so.
36. So if you just kept driving with no other way of making money, you should be dead another 20 years. That's so sad to say, especially if you got kids. But no one wants to have that conversation. And they're going to say, "Well, not everybody." We did not say everybody. If you can't understand and comprehend what me and Agent Meyer are saying right now, you shouldn't own a business. You have to be able to decipher what we're saying. If you can't listen to what we're saying and pick out the things that matter to you without leaving a stupid comment, it's safe to say you're not handling your books right. It's safe to say you're not handling IRS right. It's that simple. I just want y'all to know that there is another option. Listen, if you come over to my channel, Trucker Brown channel, and you see me doing flatbed and I'm with my old lady and we're laughing, we're having fun, that's because I don't have to worry about any of this equipment. I have the space in my mental to have fun. I'm not angry. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. I'm just not. What am I worried about? The check engine light come on. It's not my equipment. I'm not worrying about if the tires make it. I'm not worrying about if there's a load down there, because if they don't have a load for me, they have to pay me. I'm not worried about detention. I get detention. I worry about layover. I'm not worried about snow. I get paid for all that. So it leaves me room to just do my job safely and have a smile on my face and do content showing what I'm doing. It's just is what it is. I am not saying that, you know what, this is the best road to take. I'm telling you, if you're the person that wants to be home every weekend and you want to, you know, have a nice truck and drive around your neighborhood and be able to go to the bar every weekend, and you want to be able to be working on your retirement at the same time and have health care, and you want to be able to not just be a face on somebody's wall and have a bunch of money in your pocket, this is an alternative for you. You can do it. EW Wiley is the company I'm going for. And you know me, I don't post companies I don't believe in, period. I don't do that. I still think going to Prime as a rookie is a good idea. I still think that. Because when I started, I got 20. Over there, y'all getting 46 cents out the door. I feel cheated, really.
I mean, I don't know what to tell the people out there, but if you want to do it in trucking, man, we're not saying don't lease. Trucker Brown ain't saying not to do that. He's just saying make sure that whatever your dream was, make sure that's what you want to do. And if they put that in front of your face 2 weeks after you jumped in the truck, then you know, maybe you got to think about it a little bit, you know. But
and if they say it's easy, it's a lie. It's that simple.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Yeah, all you mother truckers, man. Yeah, jump out. I have links below. Go to Trucker Brown, check them out, get some information, man. We'd be good to go.
And make sure you put the TikTok link, because me and my girl, we do like comedy trucking skits on there. And we do different things on there, something to lighten the trucker's mood. You know, it's not all about how to make money. Sometimes we have fun and do things like that. I appreciate it. And shout out to all the people that are on my Patreon that get me more unfiltered. That's what I use the Patreon for me to be able to speak frankly. And I appreciate you, Agent Maya, because one thing I've noticed, someone who has a platform as big as yours, they wouldn't touch on the topics you touch on. They just wouldn't do it.
I appreciate it.
So, man, I'm giving you your roses while you're here, while you're alive. I want to do a documentary later and be like, hey, he was so great, but I never said it.
No, it's good. Hey, and when you talked about saying that you don't got sponsors, I got no sponsors. There's a reason, because when you speak real and you seem uncontrollable to the masses, they don't want to sponsor you. They're going to go after someone that's just a sheep. And I respect that. If you want to be a sheep and that's what you want to be, that's cool. Be a sheep. But, you know,
it's not me. I just can't do it. So I recognize real. And I reached out to you today. We talked on it. You have my number. I have to give you this number because this is going to be the YouTube number. Yeah. And everybody be safe out there. Stay 10 hours in the sleeper only. Make sure you be on time. Drink water. And just be happy. Thanks for the call, man. Call me anytime if you need anything, Agent Ma.
Yes, sir. Send all links to my phone, bro, so I make sure I don't miss anything.
Got you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Bye.